And we're live. How's everybody doing out there today? Sorry, we're having a little transmission difficulties, but we're back at you guys. We're going to go over a couple of things. I don't have anybody to interview today, so we are having a community chat. Samuel Cavazos, how you doing? We're having a community chat, so I'll be taking a look at the comments pretty often here since, like I said, we don't have anybody joining us today. But if somebody does feel that they want to join us or anything like that, we can go ahead and add them to our broadcast. Since today is a community chat day, we're just going to go over a few things that have developed during the week, a few interesting things that have developed during the week. So thank y'all for joining in. We're just bringing up some viewers into the feed, and we appreciate if you guys can hit the like button, possibly share our video. That way we can get a little more audience going here. So how's everybody doing today? Does it sound good? Can somebody tell me in the comments, sound, visual, everything all right? A thumbs up. Can I get a thumbs up in the comments? Make sure everything is as should be. So, all right, guys. One of the things that we wanted to talk to you about. Thank you, Samuel. Appreciate it. Chinga. Who's guys? We got Santa Claus on here, giving us a thumbs down. All right, guys. Well, one of the things that we wanted to go over and let you know, we did post something about the upcoming Maverick County Commissioners Court meeting that's scheduled for August the 26th. Now, it's a very important meeting, as you know, every single commissioners meeting is. But there is some highlights that we had, and we wanted to share with you. That way you guys are aware of what's going on and what's happening, not only at the agenda value or what is written in the agenda, but what may be happening in the back end. Now, Commissioners Court meeting is going to be tomorrow, Thursday at 5:10 p.m. at Commissioners Court. Now, one of the very first things, and this is one of the things that I want to bring up, and it's been here in Eagle Pass, Maverick County, and I know in a grander scale as well, there's been, for a lack of a better word, hypocrisy. Hypocrisy in the sense that you have certain people telling you need to do a certain thing, yet the way they act, the way they carry themselves is not the same way that they're telling you to carry yourself. So, in saying this, one of the Commissioners Court meeting, agenda item number 9, discussion and possible approval to allow Iloshel Reyes, Maverick County Democratic Party Secretary, host a nonpartisan voter registration concert, which will be free to the public on October the 15th. Now, one of the things, he is a public figure now, being with the Democratic Party as their secretary. So one of the things that, like, you know, kind of puts that light out right quick, or kind of hits us right away, is that we do see Mr. Reyes. Mr. Reyes is a nurse, and he's been very active about getting your masks, mandating masks, getting your vaccines and everything. And our point in this is just that, why would you want to be knowing the situation or telling us the situation as your constituency about, you know, having masks, having the vaccines and everything, yet it's so important to have a voter registration? Forget about all those, you have to have a mask, have to have a vaccine. We're going to have a voter registration in October. Okay, did I miss something there? Did anybody out there miss something? It's just, it doesn't add up. And it was something that we also shared earlier, where he is ready to get into this fight at the state level for the mask mandates as a secretary to the Maverick County Democratic Party. And the thing is that me personally, it's practice what you preach. It's be the example, lead by example. That's the way I was taught whenever I worked and everything, is that there was an example there, so I followed the example of what was right. Now you have he's a nurse, all respect to him for that, and the thing is that when you're saying we have a virus, when you're scaring people about this virus, you're telling them you need to get vaccinated, you're telling them you have to wear masks, yet you're hosting a nonpartisan voter registration concert where maybe I don't even see here about it being a drive-in or a drive-in or anything like that. So to me, it's kind of like, so it's going to be a crowd there. So there's a crowd. Isn't that like one of those super spreader events? Like, I don't know, the dog days of the dog days event that they had down there, where there were several people not wearing masks. We don't know how many were vaccinated. We can't speculate as others would do, but we know that that's the situation at hand, and that's the real situation. That's the truth. You can't say yes or no. We don't know. But why have a voter registration? Not anything that's essential. Voting is bad choice of words. Voting is essential, but that's something that you can do online. You can go online and you can register to vote online. There's other ways to register and vote besides having a concert, a nonpartisan voter registration concert. And then it doesn't add up to why you would be spreading this type of message to the community, and yet you want to host a concert where you'll have a bunch of people with no mask mandate that you're fighting for, with no vaccine mandate, with, I'm not sure how you feel about that, but it just doesn't add up. That's the first thing we had in what we were talking about. Now, next item number 15, we're talking about the declaration that was made by the Maverick County judge on the 20th, having to do with COVID and possibly the requiring masks and other protective measures to combat the spread of COVID-19. Now, the reality of the situation, I understand that maybe the judge might make some people feel comfortable by mandating this, mandating that. But whenever they mandate something, they take away your rights. When they say you have to be vaccinated, they say you have to have a mask, it's taking away your rights. Now, the thing with that is that he's coming out and apparently if he wants to make any kind of action on the declaration, what people need to know is that you can, as the county, I'm talking about the county, you can be sued by the Texas Attorney General. And the Texas Attorney General, you can go on their website, and he is literally asking the public, if your community, if your city, your county is not following these rules that we're setting down at the state, please email us, let us know so we can file suit. That's exactly what is going on in the state level. And we've shared those links with you guys as well. And that's the thing that we need to notice what's going on. Now, it's not saying you don't have to wear your mask, but it's just giving anybody the freedom which we're all awarded as being United States citizens, is the freedom. That's what makes this country and this state the best that it could be, and that's the truth. That's the real about it. And when you think about it, is why are we going to mandate anything if we're going to get sued by the state? I mean, me thinking as a county, if I was the county judge, I do know the state attorney general is suing for mandating masks or whatever the case it would be. Okay, now, am I gonna challenge that, or am I gonna, hey, you know what, my community, I'll suggest it. It's optional to wear a mask or get the vaccine. You know, whatever the case is. This is a hypothetical. But me as a county judge, I would say we would have to follow, because if not, then we're going to have to file. We're going to get sued, and it's going to cost my taxpayer money to defend this county when it should be in the powers of within each people to protect themselves health wise and anything else wise. It is your option. And, you know, and you should also not worry about being ridiculed about whatever your option is. That's what makes our country great, is that, hey, whatever you decide to do with you, that's you. Whatever I decide to do with me is me. So why infringe on each other's decisions? You know what I'm saying? Now, at the state level, they're saying that they're going to sue you if you do this. Now, the county's trying to push to do this. We know we have elections coming up soon, and a big splash always has to be made by incumbents or challengers. And it's just a matter of, why are you going to cost taxpayer more money when you're going to go against what the state is telling you beforehand, is that do not mandate these masks, do not mandate these vaccinations. So that's an interesting item. Number 15. Let's get to the highlight of the night. That's what we'll call it. The highlight of the night, guys. Okay, so the commissioner court's meeting, item number 27. This is for tomorrow. Discussion and possible action to transfer Rex Macbeth, assistant to the county judge, to position of county planner, effective August 19, 2021. Now, guys, that effective August 19, 2021, it's the 25th. Today is the 25th. The meeting is on the 26th. This is saying that he's already been working in that capacity since August the 19th, 2021. So in other words, since the county judge, he submitted this action, the county judge went ahead and made that decision without it even going to Commissioner's County Court. Because it says here, effective April 19th. So it happened April 19th. That move was made, and Commissioner's Court wasn't even consulted. They're being consulted, and it's being brought up for a vote after the fact. That's one thing I want people to notice. After the fact that the decision is made, it's being brought up to Commissioner's Court. Okay? That's one of them. Now, this is the same Rex Macbeth that all of a sudden, Miss Olga Ramos, Precinct 3, had no idea that he had been transferred from her department to under the judge, County Judge David Salcedo. Now, she had no idea. We have the video up for you on our page that they had taken this person, Rex Macbeth, from her department into the judge's department just last meeting, 2 meetings ago. And now we see him coming into the county planner's position. That was a very quick promotion. Now we've shown you the pictures. Rex Macbeth is much involved. We don't know at what capacity, but with the Eagle Pass newsleader. I'm not sure if that's a conflict of interest as far as the Eagle Pass newsleader is getting paid by Maverick County. And we're going to pull those records soon. All the news media that's getting paid by Maverick County for whatever reason, advertisement or whatever. They're on their payroll media, but he's involved with that as their not editor in chief, but as their publisher. So, and that's a good question. Right now, I mean, I just barely glanced over to the comments, and Chloe Rodriguez brings up Macbeth has no urban design degree. His experience is running his parents' newspaper news guide to the ground. Uh, the the experience that's one thing that I would want to say. He was a longtime water plant manager, I believe, but that does not necessarily correlate so readily to planning. Now, the planning department has lacked the expertise over the past several years um, as an actual planner, as compared to recent planners maybe with the city, and I agree with you that he does not have, or at least we have not been presented with the experience, because and Chloe, this is what I bring up, is that this is being done after the fact. It's telling you effective. It's on the agenda, effective August the 19th. That was 6 days ago. So this move happened 6 days ago, because it's telling you effective August the 19th. So, in fact, the county judge went ahead and did this without talking to commissioner's court. So, my thing is that how can these things be done? And then, hey, let's go to commissioner's court, and it doesn't make sense. What if commissioner's court doesn't want it? What if they vote against it? So that's just a very curious thing. Well, those several things that we brought out, right? And yes, again, the Rex Macbeth thing, we don't know what's going on. We do know that he's listed in the Eagle Pass news leader as their publisher as well, and they are they do get advertisement money from the county. So. We don't know if that's a conflict of interest there or something that should be looked into a little bit further. We will be looking at all the media that gets paid by the county and the amounts that get paid by the county. So be on the lookout for that sometime soon. Now, let me go and see what you guys have to say in the comments before we see what we got in the comments before we skip over to the next. Yeah, that's what we're about to talk about, Juan Jose Lucky. Give us a little moment. Yeah, 3-2. That's how it goes. That's why we have the Maverick County Commissioner's Court right now. It has the nickname the Majority, and the reason why they're called the Majorities because of the majority rules. Majority rules, and that's what our community is going through right now. Not necessarily what's best for our community, but what the majority thinks what is best for the community. Now, mind you, there are some people that think what's best for the community is for them to get lion's share of everything and leave the rest of the community, the scrappings or scraps or whatever, to go ahead and pick up after them. It's unfortunate. Today, I was interviewed by a radio station based out of San Antonio. So that's going to be interesting. I believe I'll have the link sometime by the weekend, and I'll go ahead and share that link. But I was interviewed, and what the guy told me from San Antonio is that they see this a lot in small towns, in the nationwide and the state scale. These establishments that get built, or these empires that get built, and unfortunately, Eagle Pass is under one of these establishments at the moment, which leads me to my next thing: is that these establishments will stop at nothing to get what they need done, get whatever goal it is that they have in mind. They are going to do what they need to do to stay in power, to stay as the establishment, correct? So and that doesn't go, the spectrum of what they can do is large, and it's wide. They can they can make it hard for you to get a job. They can make you lose your job. They can make you a very hard time of doing anything here in this city, since some of them are infiltrated in the city and the county, getting permits, all that. They could just make it very hard for people to do anything in here, and they can have physical retaliations against you. They can sue you. Literally, they can sue you. And that's what it is. Guys, we're going to go ahead and bring it out, right? Since we have already posted about it, we were hit with a temporary restraining order, and that's this document that you see right here. And we were also hit with a lawsuit, which is that document right there. If you go back into our page, if you go back to our page, we do have it saved, where you can see these where you can see the lawsuit and the temporary restraining order. And we'll talk a little bit about it right now. Not too much, because we are in, there is a pending case and everything. So, but I'll take this moment just to ask if you guys can, whoever's out there, viewing us, if you supported us, if you've liked the content we share, like what we're trying to do here for our community, City of Eagle Pass, Maverick County, surrounding areas, Valverde, Deme County, Zavala County. This right here, we got sued. We got sued by a state representative, District 74, which is Maverick County's area. And a state representative here is suing a citizen journalist, a constituent, and a seeker of truth. That's what we're being sued for. Now, it's difficult in today's world. It's lawsuits and everything. It's keep quiet. It's like we contacted a lawyer in San Antonio. The lawyer in San Antonio, what he said is that, this right here is to get you to shut up. That's from the lawyer. Next, he said, it's either you pack up and, that's it. You're not in the news business anymore. Or you fight for what your First Amendment rights are. And the word frivolous comes to mind. I can't get into any more. I don't want to say any more than I need to. The temporary restraining order and the lawsuit is on our webpage. So I'll let you go and read it for yourself. So there's no misinterpretation. There's no asserting anything. There's no anything. But we were sued, and we were sued for giving and asking questions about certain things that we saw from a public website, for the Maverick County Appraisal District website. And we shared the photo while we were asking these questions. So, we think that it was in bad taste for a state representative for District 74 to file suit against a citizen journalist who's a startup business and who is a constituent of his own. And I share the sentiment with Chloe, is it? Yeah, I mean, I regret that too. I regret that too. Now, one thing that I do want to get across is that these are the tactics that are used whenever an establishment is built. It's built, guys. It's been here for several years. It's been here. Whether you admit it, whether you don't admit it, it's there. We have an establishment, and you guys see it, and you can see it if you're looking for it. It's right out there. It's as easy as connecting the dots on this one, and maybe we'll host a show one of these days that will connect all these dots. But there's an establishment that wants to keep the status quo, that wants to keep things in their favor and have it in their favor. Now, we want what's good. That's has been our creed. That has been our mission statement since the very beginning when we started this Rising Texan thing. I want everybody to be good. We want good things to come out of our community. Now, some people may have a difference of opinions of the way I deliver things, and that's fine. Everybody does have their opinion, and I respect. One thing I do know is I respect everybody's opinion, whether you're on the good side, bad side. It's nowadays, what is the good and bad, right? It's hard to define and make that line because we all are just fighting for what we feel is right. And one of the biggest motivators for me in doing what I'm doing is for my children. And no matter the most important contribution that I'll leave in this community, in my opinion, are my children. I may not do anything great, but my children might do something great. And I think it's important that, and I'm sure all parents feel like this, and I think it's important that everybody try to hey, bad thing is that you were asking questions on something you didn't even know. It was a personal property, and you are assuming it was his real that you looked what? Okay, I think you're assuming that I care about your comment, buddy. Guys, it's like I was saying, our biggest contribution is our children whenever we leave them behind. And you want them to have the best possible situation for them, right? You don't want them to struggle. You don't want them to have a hard time getting a job. You don't want them to go through any kind of difficulties. So, like I said, that's always been the motivation for me, is to have the very best for my children in the community. And I think if I'm shooting for that, I'm shooting to have everybody's kids in a better situation, because I'm not trying to improve my situation personally. I'm trying to improve everybody's children's situation in the community, to have a level playing field, that to not be worried to express themselves or anything like that. And that's very important, to have that in the back of your mind, is that this is what we're doing here. We're trying to make things better for our family, for our kids. And Naomi, real news are not convenient for them. And that's what we're getting into. Thank you, Naomi, for your comment. Is that we're trying to give you what's real. That everybody will still give you some type of explanation, some type of view, some type of picture, some kind of act. But, and it's unfortunate because the only reason right now that the Rising Texan is even relevant is because we are going against the grain and we're giving you news that you guys do not hear anywhere else. No, and nowhere else are they telling you about Rex Macbeth getting moved to planner, county planner, just coming from being assistant to the judge, just coming from precinct 3, where the commissioner of precinct 3 didn't even know they had moved him. You tell me, what other news is telling you these things? What other news is telling you these things? I mean, it is what it is. Now, what other else things are they not telling us here? Now, what other news is saying that, hello, we have the secretary of the Democratic Party telling everybody, oh, you better have your mask and all this stuff. Now wanting to have a voter registration with tons of people going and attending? That doesn't make any sense to us. How can you lead this community when you cannot make sense of what, or when that community cannot make sense of what the message is that you're sending out? And these are the facts that we try to give you guys as the Rising Texan news media. We're not your traditional news media. You know, what other news media is getting sued right now for the comments they say? I have a gentleman not too long ago. They came out in the newspaper of one of these news medias. They called him a kidnapper. They called him, accused him of sexual assault, and he was found innocent. In a court of law, he was found innocent. Who is suing that newspaper for that? Now, if you get down to it, what I did was ask questions on information that I found. Online, public information. And I got sued by a state representative who I voted for, unfortunately, right? But guys, this is what I get back to, is that I know we're having kind of a freestyle type of a news podcast today, right? Since we didn't have an interview, but I do want to say that, guys, it's time to wake up out there. Not only have I received this lawsuit, I've started receiving a whole host of threats via comments, via messages, for stupid stuff. For stupid stuff that I've been doing for months, and then now all of a sudden it bothers somebody. So lawsuits, threats, they come. One of the things. Look, this is one of the comparisons that I've been giving a lot of people, is that Congressman Tony Gonzalez. I've had a whole host of stuff that we've been saying about him. Tony Gonzalez is flying out the illegals. Tony Gonzalez is making this happen because of his relationship with Mission Border Hope. Tony Gonzalez is contributing to legalize the illegal immigration. Hey, Tony, get your frequent flyer miles with Tony in the Laughlin Air Force Base because he's flying illegals out. We've said all these things. We asked 2 questions to State Representative House District 74. Ask me how many lawsuits we've gotten from Tony Gonzalez, and ask me how many lawsuits we've gotten from HD 3074. It just does not make any sense to me, guys. Again, we've consulted with several attorneys, as anybody would in that position. And we reached out to many friends, and we're hoping the many friends come through for us. All the attorneys use the word frivolous. They also use the term to keep you quiet. And the best one that I like, and it might even be the most motivating one, was that either I'll keep it simple to you. It's you pack up your stuff and that's it. There is no rising whatever, or you fight. You fight for your First Amendment right, which is freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and freedom to question those in elected positions. First Amendment right. Out of all the amendments, out of all the bills we have, our forefathers, the one who put this country together, United States of America, thought it was so important to have the First Amendment right in freedom of speech, freedom of the press. It was so important to them that they put it as number one. Because all of us have a freedom of speech. All of us have a freedom to express ourselves and to avoid such frivolous actions conducted by those in power. Guys, let me look at the comments real quick. Sorry, I didn't keep up with it, but yeah, Maverick County, South Texas, of course I believe in freedom. This is what we're taught since we're little, since we're United States citizens. And even later on, whenever, if you become a citizen, this is what you're taught. You're taught that this is your country and this is the best country to be in because of the freedom. The freedom of speech, the freedom to express yourself, the freedom to be who you want to be without having to. Oh, guys, we always have to have an instigator. We always have to have an instigator here. Why is nobody talking about 100K value going down to 17K? No, I mean, yeah. Billy, thank you very much. I mean, the thing is that we asked a question, and we're not asking the question out of, any type of malice. So we don't understand why we got this to begin with. Well, we wanted, we were asking questions. I can't go into too much detail. I'm starting to a little bit, but I'm a constituent. I'm a citizen journalist. I'm just starting up my business. You guys, most of y'all have been here since we first started this thing back in February and March. It's not even a year, man. You're not letting my business grow before you decide that you needed to tell me something about that I'm doing wrong or suing me for whatever reason. Fortis, yes, absolutely. That's the thing, guys, is that a lot of people forget these politicians. You know who put them in that position of power? You did. We did. The community did. We put them into power. Now, just like we put them into power, we have the right to take them out of power. Now, I think a lot of sentiment has come from our viewers, and it's come from me too. I voted for the current state representative, and I'm disappointed about our current state representative, and not because of what has gone on just in the past couple of days, but the record that as soon as he became an elected official, the record that he now carries and the way he conducts business and submitting the bills that affect Maverick County voted elected officials. And that's nothing to be taken lightly, because whenever they're messing with people that you voted for, you don't have any more freedom. You know what I'm saying? You voted for certain people. Those people may be there right now. Now, when they're trying to mess with the people you voted for, there's something extremely, extremely, it's an extremely worrisome situation, you know? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it, to be honest. In the very beginning, it was tough because, uh-oh, guys, we're gonna have a special guest just came through. We're gonna have a special guest in a little bit. We're gonna send him the link to come in, and I mean, I guess he has a few things to talk about, and we'll go ahead and let him talk about it. It's a surprise guest. How's the drum roll? We're gonna go ahead and send him a thing, guys. Give me 1 second, please. Give me 1 second, guys. We're just sending this email off right quick. And we're gonna have a special guest for you guys. We don't know what the special guest has in store, but he just reached out to us, so we're gonna go ahead and bring him on, because he might just have some messages for you guys. No, getting back, we already sent the invite, so whenever he pops up, he'll pop up. As I was saying, I mean, that's the situation that we find ourselves right now in Maverick County. And it was funny when the attorney told me, is that, like, either you already drop this news thing you're doing right now, or you fight it. And it was a real serious type of thing, to where, like, wow, that makes a lot of sense, or that he put it into perspective. And you know, not that we're anybody special, but we are part of the community. We're from the community, and we want the best for our community. As any father, as any son, as any brother, as any mother, as anybody that has loved ones in this community, we would want the very best for them, especially our younger ones, right? We want the best for them, and that's what we're here trying to fight, trying to have a level playing field. And you know, we're going to have bumps in the road, and people that disagree, and people that will try to not let us show you the truth out here. And that's what we feel that this thing is about. It's unfortunate. There's a lot of things you can put in a lawsuit. I'm finding out that you can lie in these lawsuits, and it's tough. You never know who really what people are capable of, until you start scratching or digging into the wrong areas, and people start looking into things that may not be right. And whenever we did what we did, or what we were accused of, it was coming from a citizen that was concerned, and that's one thing I do want to get across, is that we have your best interest, citizens in the community. We're not here to convince you of anything. We're not here to trick you of anything. I'm not here trying to, as somebody mentioned before or on the comments, that who's paying you to say these things. I mean, if somebody was paying me to say these things, I wouldn't be creating a GoFundMe page to for attorney's fees. You know what I mean? I genuinely have the best interest in my community, and you can ask the people that have known me, family, friends that know me there, and they'll tell you. I mean, I've always worked for the best of my community, and I always want the best for this community. I have kids of my own, and they're coming. I see them grow very fast, as all of us as parents see our kids grow very fast, and we want the best environment for them. And that's all that we want, and it's not anything that for us to be, in charge or anything, but it is the citizens, it is the residents, it is us as a community that can make the difference. And just as we see comments, each individual comment that comes in right now, that one comment is one vote, is one voice, that if we gather our voices in unison, can really make a difference for the betterment of our community. And honestly, folks, if that is not your goal to make, if that is not your goal to make the community as best as it can be in what you do, then what are you doing? Why are you doing things? I would say to revise your actions and try to find out why you're not doing things for the betterment of the community. So that's what we're trying to get at here. We're trying to do the best with the community. Now, things like these happen everywhere in every community, and it's unfortunate. It really is. Like I said, I had an interview earlier today with a gentleman that does a radio podcast, and he interviewed me, and he, one of the things that kind of caught me was when he said that there's establishments everywhere, and it's not the here Eagle Pass. Here in Eagle Pass, Maverick County, it's not the only establishments that are here. It happens in a lot of areas, especially in the smaller towns. Now, when you have these type of establishments, as I was talking about with the guy that was interviewing me, Jorge George Rodriguez, I believe his name was. I'll be sharing that link soon whenever he releases it. You get a side that can virtually do what they want to do, and when somebody comes as an underdog and threatens that establishment, you get certain actions towards you. And I know many of you may have caught the interviews that we had with Rodolfo Banda. Big shout out if you're watching, Banda. But he knows firsthand exactly how things can happen whenever you go a certain way with something or go against the establishment, so to speak. And we saw what happened with him, where he had to his parole was called, and now he's having to wear a monitor, and now his we're technical difficulties. I'm in communication with the special guest. The special guest does not know how to use a webcam, apparently, but we're yes, he knows how it feels to be silenced, and that's exactly how they came after it. That's exactly what they did with him, and I will go as far as to say is that this situation feels very similar to that. By the documents, served to me, the jokes, the threats, the everything that they've thrown at me. I think I saw a few kitchen sinks as well. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen. Okay, guys, we're here arguing with our special guest because he's not able to connect his webcam right. We don't know what's going on with him. Yeah, and that's one of the basic things is that defending what you believe in, right? Okay, guys, we have a special guest coming out, a small business owner. Eat Fit Eagle Pass. Billy Perez is here, and he has a few things that he wanted to add to our podcast. Messaged us, and we went ahead and said, "Hey, we'd love to hear from you." So here we go. Billy Perez from small Eat Fit Eagle Pass, small business here locally, Eagle Pass, Texas.
Hey, Isaac, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Billy? How we doing today, Billy?
Good, brother. Good.
Now, am I mistaken in that maybe you have a few things to tell us or some words to get out there? Or?
Well, I guess basically what I just want to reach out to the community is, we're going back and forth on these comments and everybody, we're all looking at the comments here and stuff, but I just want to remind everybody that the elections are around the corner, right? And everybody that's crying and everything, hey, it's time to step up. If we're gonna allow, I call it tyranny because people don't know what the word tyranny means. They better Google it and see what it means. Unfortunately, not even our president serves more than 8 years in term, and we got politicians, up 20 years maybe. I think I was in junior high when one of our tyrant politicians,
Now, let me ask you this, Billy. You say tyrant politicians. Can you define that term for us?
Tyrant is what I say goes, and that's it in a nutshell. The buck stops with me. It doesn't matter. The rules are not gonna apply. What I say goes, and the buck stops here. I don't care about regulations. I don't care about systematic approaches or anything like that. What I say goes, and that's what we've been having for the past 20 years. We got drama queens crying about the mask and all this. Look, let me tell you one thing. I went to a football game, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just need to stop it with our drama. I went to a football game, and it's very simple. I got a mask on my pocket, right? Eagle Pass Independent School District says mask is required. Take out your mask and put it on. But if it doesn't say that it's not required, then you don't have to put it on. Well, if you want to put it on, put it on. So again, I don't understand all this about the mask. And right now it's the mask. Right now the tyrant is demanding a mask.
Which is against what the governor has in place.
And
there's school district getting sued right now.
And state laws supersede municipality laws and everything. That's the law. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know it, it's federal, state, and local municipalities. And no, I'm not an attorney and I'm not a lawyer, but stuff like that I do know. That's one of the things
that makes two of us. We're not attorneys, we're not lawyers.
Yeah. But I mean, we have all of this technology where if sometimes we don't know what it is, then let's find out the true facts about it, right? Mm-hmm. We got one of our Democrat, I don't even know what it is, our secretary. We got a Democratic, chairman? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Now we got it. The chairman has a secretary, and the secretary al rato va a tener quién sabe qué, Y ese quién sabe qué. I'm like, what the heck? Like, you
Well,
know,
I mean, and I think you're referring to what we brought out on the Maverick County Commissioners Court agenda for tomorrow, right?
yes.
Which is
Like,
the discussion and possible approval of Mr. Reyes, Democratic Party Secretary, having a nonpartisan voter registration concert that will be free to the public in October.
y no
Now,
les da vergüenza ponerles concert. Really, really.
well, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you that because he has been, I mean, and we just, it's not us that look for it as the Rising Texan or anybody like that, but it's people that send us screenshots because I mean, he has me blocked, so I wouldn't even be able to check in his personal page. But it's people that send me screenshots where he's, and we're talking to him as a public figure because now that he's a Democratic secretary, he is a public figure. He's involved like that. And we were not getting personal, but whenever somebody tells you, oh, your masks, you need your mask, this, and that, but then you come out later on and you're not even wearing a mask or you're not worrying about the masses that gather. To me, I mean, am I right or am I wrong, Billy, where that's a little bit of hypocrisy
I
there?
mean, like, look, I'll give
Am
you an
I the only
example.
one seeing that?
Here I am. If where's the logic of me telling the whole community as a community leader, as a politician, where I'm gonna mandate the mask, I'm gonna get with the superintendent and mandate the mask in the school district and all this and all that. And here I am like this, like this, talking, and there's a bunch of people out there and look like, oh, I want to mandate the mask for an hour like this. Like, really? Really? You know what? True leaders lead by example. Okay? We're That's the part where toda la gente del condado de Maverick County needs to get on the ball because you know the battle is halfway there, but todavía falta in Maverick County people, employees. Don't be afraid of commissioners or head politicians telling you better vote or you're gonna lose your job and this and that. You know, I was the good coverage that you provide sometimes, and I'm looking at some girl that now all of a sudden works with David Salcedo. She hated David Salcedo all her life. She ran, her dad ran, she ran. She hated David Salcedo with a passion. And I'm not even gonna say the name of what she would call him, because again, notice that I have not said a bad word, because you know. But
Because Facebook doesn't like bad words.
yes, and it's unfortunate. Y ahora ahí la tiene, like, but this county is being run by a bunch of tyrant hypocrites. When you got one talking bad about the person he works for, you got another one saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go in Univision and I'm gonna be a crybaby because I'm afraid for my life." Yet, what's gonna happen? And then what happens the following day? He's having a concert because the county judge said he's having a concert. Like, really? Like, I'm not a genius, Isaac. I'm just a working cat. But yes, Eagle Eye, that is correct. You are very correct. And let me tell you, that girl was one of my greatest friends ever. And I can't wait to bump into her because she knows she was my friend for many years. And I do respect her and everything, but le dije unas cosas tan feas, and there they are now working for him and all this. Like, really? Like,
Now, well,
that's it mind boggles me. But yet here we are, here we are. El papá de ella lo odiaba al county judge. They ran against these people. I mean, look at the records. I'm not talking out of my butt. It's public record. I'm not saying it just because. I'm not talking because the little drama queen, this and that. You came out on Univision saying I fear for my life and I'm gonna stay home and all this and all that.
But they're having concerts.
But they're gonna have a monstrous concert. Oh, and let's not forget $3.5 million. That's another story, buddy. You know. But again, make sure, county employees, people that work around those people, it's gonna go down. It's going down, and we better make sure that everybody sticks their face when it comes to voting, because it's the creed, it's the conviction that everyone should have. But because if he wins again, entonces no estemos llorando como comunidad. Let's not be crying.
That's gonna put us in a very weird situation. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, exactly. I mean, do we have to? Two things in life we gotta do: die and pay taxes. Let's come on. I'm not an accountant either, pero sabes qué tengo que hacer? There's all my permits hanging down. Nobody's gonna want to go after me. I got bonds set with my business. I got my permits and everything. Y sabes qué? You know what I have to do every quarterly? Pay taxes, this and that. Ahorita ya ando que when is January gonna come? Guess what? I gotta pay taxes, man. You know what? You as a small business owner, all of a sudden you're getting sued. Really? Really? What about all the medias that have for years, and I'm talking years, 5, 10, 15 years, we got a felon that's running from the FBI, from the media, but yet, ahí está el hijo, y ahí está todo. Dime con quién te juntas y te diré quién eres. It's very simple, I say. It's very simple in the community of Maverick County, Eagle Pass. Everybody needs to wake up, I'm so glad, that somebody has to step up. Yo ahorita, gracias a Dios, I got my business and I don't answer to nobody. ¿Me entiendes? Sometimes I did, my respect when I used to work in the car business and everything, and I had to hold off because, I did my due diligence of not putting either those companies that I work for in jeopardy. But you know what, ahorita, things happen for a reason. It's all timing, and guess what? Ya estuvo. The Maverick County needs to wake up, Isaac. Maverick County needs to make a change. Maverick County needs to go out and vote, because we can sit here for another year talking, and then guess what? The guy gets elected, another House Democrat gets elected, and here we are on the same freaking boat. 3.5 million here, 3.5 million there. What
was real? We haven't gone through the whole budget of the county. But one thing we did see is that 6.5 right now that they did in certificate of obligations that left 2 million up for streets. Now, when you just say 2 million for streets, that leaves a lot of open for interpretation. You know what I mean?
That's correct.
Instead of, hey, from, let's say, Memo Robinson from El Indio Highway to Eitzen, we're going to fix this. No, they're saying streets, right?
But you know what? And talking about the streets, which are the streets that they're gonna go fix? They're gonna go fix a freaking street way over there where nobody lives because their camarada lives over there. That's what's gonna happen, Isaac. Or this, or my camarada street's gonna get fixed. Because I, as a citizen, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of seeing people getting slapped in the face. And Maverick County needs to wake up, Isaac. They need to wake up. They need to see the reality. Ahorita, life's not getting any easier, Isaac. It's not getting any easier. Especially here in border towns. Our border towns, siempre sales, they all come out. Either they get arrested or they're all tapándose uno al otro. And that needs to change. All that. And you know who's going to change it? The citizens. The citizens inside.
That's the only people that can change it. That's the point. That's the only people that can make the change. Am I right or am I wrong? Exactly. Is the citizens, because we've been stuck for a long time with what it's going, and I get it. It's like we were talking earlier about an establishment. There's an establishment here. Now in the city, the city had an establishment building with the county, and the city, the citizens were able to knock down a little bit of that, establishment. Hey, we don't want, like, we want to go a different direction. But I think in the bigger, grander scale of it is the county, where it needs to really have an impact. And we need to get people that are there for the community, there for the people.
We're going to have to get teachers involved. We're going to have to get Maverick County employees que ya, they not be scared of tyranny. We're going to have to get the common citizen out there. We're going to have to get, it's going to take every single voter to get there out and vote. All the way from Rosita Valley to Quemado, all the people from San Luis Elementary to Seco Mines, people out of Liberty, people out of, Acapulco Drive and, other Luis Barber area, West Lake subdivision. I mean, everybody needs to wake up, and everybody needs to put their granito de arena, Isaac, and we better get on the ball. Elections are coming, and I cannot do it all by myself, Isaac. But let me tell you one thing. I'm so blessed to have helped a lot of people. And people know, there's people there saying that I've helped them out and everything. And rest assured that we are not gonna stop. Si a ti el día de mañana te quieren cerrar, for all I know, I'll make a rising Texan if I have to. Pero you know what? And I'll get you on my show and you freaking run it. It doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna shut you down. Yeah.
Well, that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, because they're trying to use scare tactics. They're trying to flex. Es como yo le dije a Eddie Morales una vez. Le dije, you know what? Yo no me voy a poner a dime te diré con él. Le dije, you're an attorney. That's what you do best. Es como si yo le digo, okay, vete conmigo a CrossFit and let's lift 450 pounds. A ver si puedes tú o no. Me imagino, hombre, pues me vas a ganar. Exactly, because that's what I'm good at. Pero él se quiso poner a dime te diré. Me trató de humillar y decirme que este y que el otro. And you know what? Maybe I should send him a letter and suit him, But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The truth hurts, Isaac. La verdad cala. ¿Por qué no han hecho suit a todos los newspapers que every Saturday, day in and day out, talk crap about the community, about these people? They burn them, no saben las facts, and they're already burning them to the ground. It's like, a ver, he was our city manager. ¿Cuántas veces le han echado a la ciudad? Porque he doesn't step up and tell these newspapers, hey, I'm going to sue you. Why? Pero ahorita, ¿por qué eres tú? Because it becomes personal. You shouldn't take nothing personal. You're a politician. That's the number one rule. Why do you think I don't go into politics? No, hombre, forget it. Que yo sé que yo no voy a aguantar. That's why I don't go into politics. Because me van a decir peras y manzanas. But you gotta be thick-skinned, and that's just showing weakness. The community need to understand that what's happening to you by a politician is that he's weak. Yes, he worked for the law firm, prominent attorney, and all this, and kudos to him. I don't take away that from him. Smart guy, Yo no le quito nada a ese guy. But why is he suing you now? What about other newspapers talking crap about many people? Man, newspapers are already hanging you dead. And they don't even know facts, and they're already burning you to the ground. They're notorious for doing that. Pero si eres de la clica, si eres, oh no, mira, te hacen glorify. What did our mayor do de volada? Les paró sus pedos, Y de volada se asustaron. Faster than a rabbit gets, you know what, man? But you didn't see our mayor suing them or anything like that. Nomás les digo, hey, with facts, and you're talking with facts, and guess what? They're not liking it. It's public information.
That's why we get those.
Pero the people need to go out and vote. The elections for county judge are around the corner. It's unbelievable what's happening. Dude. People make joke about this and this and that. I've had politicians that were going to our agencies trying to buy us with con un pan de dulce ahí nos querían comprar a todos. Like, really? People need to step up, Isaac. That's the bottom line. The people in Maverick County and the city of Vigo Pass is going to take, and I will continue, and make no mistake, I'm going to say this in November, and I'm going to say it in December, and I'm going to say it in January. Maverick County employees, no le tengan miedo, que los tengan amenazados, que you better vote for me, trae a tu esposa y a tu hijo y a todos. Don't be afraid. For all I know, maybe good things are going to come with changes. Change, what's the law of the land? Change is always what? Good.
Imminent, yeah.
Change is always good. We can't go wrong by changing it. County employees, teachers make up a lot of the percentage of voting here. Those people need to step up. Mm-hmm. All the barrios here in Eagle Pass, all the 4 precincts, I mean, there's many people, I can go on and on and on, but the bottom line is that we must go out. All this needs to stop, and somebody needs to put an end to it. We need to start getting, how they talk to ¿cómo le dices tú, the 3-2?
Yeah, the majority.
The majority, well, we need to change it to a 4-1. 4-1, and that's it. Ya ver, pobrecito, ¿qué va a hacer ese guy de Precinct 1? He talks about transparency, and what's the first thing that he does? Hiding stuff. Where's the credibility? Why am I going to vote for somebody that does not have credibility? Why am I going to vote for a guy that has been 20 years running Maverick County? 4 commissioners got arrested, and he didn't. Really? What is he doing then? What is he doing there then? Believe me, I'm sure papers need to be signed. ¿Me entiendes?
No, yeah. We totally hear, we feel exactly the way you do, and there's
to step up and vote. Y a la misma vez, como te digo, in a year or 2, if we have a tyrant running Maverick County, then it's nobody's fault. It's not going to be his fault. I mean, a mí me era vergüenza yo tener 20 años sitting in the same chair.
But you think, I mean, let's be honest. Let's talk about that real quick before we end it. Do you think there is an actual chance that this man can win? I mean, he barely scraped by this past election, right? Very barely. And
why? Because Gloria Hernandez sold herself to the devil. What a coincidence that Gloria Hernandez sells herself to the devil, right? And then all of a sudden, swing votes, Isaac, swing votes. Y luego, okay, ya ganó el county judge, and then Gloria Hernandez all of a sudden becomes, what, an attorney or something? She gets assigned as a county attorney. The proof is in the pudding. This is not me saying this, pero, this is not me saying this stuff. Everybody knows. ¿Me entiendes?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean.
So then Gloria's credibility, que quería cambio, goes down the drain. A la otra vez me topé con la señora en HEB, me dio vergüenza saludarla. I was ashamed to saying hi to her because everything that she ran for during her election goes out the window. ¿Me entiendes? There's no credibility. We need to start gaining credibility on our leaders here in Maverick County, Isaac. We can't trust them.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is that it's a tough situation because you have people that are there, like, again, establishment, that have been telling us one thing, and it's not necessarily adding up to what it is. And the reason why I get to what happened in the last election was that 12 votes separated candidates, and usually whenever you have in the long span of elections, you can gauge your, I guess, how do I want to say, your popularity by how much you stay ahead of the other guy in votes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you put his past elections in a timeline, you're down to 12, buddy. You know what I mean? I this is just my opinion, but I think we can run almost anyone out there as citizens, and they have a good chance of dethroning the current standing county judge.
Believe me, and we're gonna go either we're gonna make a change or we're gonna die, trying. People tell me, hey, no te da miedo que tengas un small business y que it's gonna affect you because you go out there and say the truth. If I don't do it, Isaac, if you don't do it, who's gonna do it? Por eso ahorita están todos that's why they're scrambling like cockroaches right now, brother, because of people like you and me. It's very obvious. Like, really, if I'm a prominent attorney, why am I not gonna sue you? I don't give di lo que quieras. Di lo que quieras.
I mean, and that's what kind of confuses me is that we are still currently, and I always say this, that we are the smallest news media in Eagle Pass.
Yeah.
No más lo que es. I mean, I don't brag. I don't.
Brother, let me tell you one thing.
Realistic.
If I ever mess up, burn me to the ground. Rest assured, you're not gonna receive, you're not gonna get served by a constable. Rest assured. Si yo hago algo mal, que créeme que me cuido mucho. Si yo hago mal, y no que me cuido mucho porque ando haciendo cosas malas, me cuido de que I ask God to, give me a humble heart. Pero si yo un día esto mañana, yo hago algo mal, I said, you make sure you burn me to the freaking ground because I deserve it. No quiero que me tapes, Isaac. I don't.
No más lo que es, right?
No más di lo que es también. You know what? No más di lo que es, as simple as that. Because, don't spin nothing. A la otra vez there was something and they started spinning it like crazy. I don't know if you recall that they started spinning like every business is gonna require that COVID. Que porque había dicho el mayor, bunch of lies. They spinned it así, mira. But bad news catches like wildfire. Yeah. Fake news, wildfire.
It's perspective, right?
But when you say the truth, you get sued.
Yeah.
Cuando llegas ahí recording al county de volada, órale, háblale al sheriff. ¿Qué tal? Why? ¿Por qué no lo hacen cuando vienen los otros media outlets? Because they start trembling like cockroaches. Ya les anda. But again, elections are around the corner. It's gonna take all of us. It's gonna take all of us to go out there and vote and make a change. Ya los que se quieran ayudarle al tyrant, good luck. They better get their popcorn ready. Let me tell you right now, because we're gonna put on a good show.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult, Billy, because you try to do what you can and you try to be honest, you try to be forthcoming, you try to be fair as much as you can, but it's tough out there, man, especially now that they're throwing lawsuits at you, trying to make life a little bit more difficult, right?
Hey, bring it on all day long. Let's go. ¿Me entiendes? ¿Tú crees que you don't think yo no corro para la política, Isaac, because I know my limitations. ¿Me entiendes? I know my limitations. I'm not going to run into politics. Yeah, maybe that's instead of spraying for mosquitoes, we need to spray for rain. Porque no, hombre, puro cucaracho.
And we're sharing our GoFundMe link, guys.
GoFund Isaac.
If you guys can help us out, we appreciate it. Like I said, somebody tried to say that hey, why don't you ask your friends from the political side you chose to do this and do that? Ask them for money. And I'm like, hey, I'm not part of any political side. I'm the side that's for the community and that's for what's right. So that's why we're out here. There's the link to the GoFundMe page. We're trying to seek legal services to counteract the state representative House District 74's lawsuit against our small citizen journalist, his own constituent that voted for him.
Exactly.
We're out here to try to defend ourselves, and it's not just for me personally, because I can pack all this up and you know what, I'm out of the news game. And you guys would be left without the truth of what's going on. And that's one thing that
the community needs to understand how they've been informed since you started. Imagine this is only what you've informed maybe a year ago, 8-9 months when you started. Imagine 18, 19 years back, what la gente que no se ha dado cuenta qué pasa en esta comunidad, Isaac. Imagine. You're just the tip of the iceberg, brother. Because God knows what the hell's been going on there, you know. God knows, you know. Si yo me voy a meter para estar sentado en ese Maverick County Chamber, para estar nomás así. You know what? Dime todo lo que quieras, te doy permiso. You know what the type of people that do that stuff, Isaac? Sheep that's led by a wolf. Nomás estar así. Pues para eso te estamos pagando feria, para eso te votamos. You should have told me that you were just gonna be like, let's just mejor get a robot y estar así. Looks ridiculous, you know.
The majority.
Ni hablan, ni dicen nada. Nomás Mr. Ruiz es el que habla. Y cuando lo hablan, they call him a clown. Stop me from lying, Isaac. Stop me from lying, brother.
No, I mean, I can't. Ni tengo donde. I don't even have grounds to argue with you, man.
Because we vote these people in, and believe me, I'm not a master of reading bonds and all this, y que agendas. Believe me, that's not my forte. But my forte is knowing the difference between right and wrong, and tyrants looking at you like a slap in the face, Isaac, for the Maverick County citizens.
And that's what it is. I mean, it's kind of like someone's trying to get one over you, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, pero you know what? Imagine how many calles or cuántos semáforos se hubieran arreglado con $3.5 million in Maverick County. Oh, but we're gonna build what do you call it? $3.5 million amphitheater para que vaya Tinker Bell a hacer una speech because he's a political Democratic secretary. Who cares? That's what we're wasting $3.5 million for. Really? At the lake? Really? Mejor gasta $3.5 million feeding the ducks. Pobres patos, prefiero 1000 veces que le den los $3.5 million a los patos de la laguna. But people need to step up, Isaac. And you're doing a heck of a job. Keep it up. You know, people here, there's a lot of people here in your podcast that, you know, we become strength in numbers. So it's going to be up to the citizens of Maverick County and the citizens inside the city of Eagle Pass. Don't forget you can vote too. It's very important. Just because you live inside the city doesn't mean you can't vote for the county position. So make sure that we get it out there, Isaac, that when we mean the county, we mean inside and outside the city limits. I think we're about 28,000 inside the city and about another 30,000 plus.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get 5,000-6,000 people to vote. It's unbelievable, Isaac. We need to get it out there, and it's going to take the teacher, it's going to take the coaches from CC Win, Eagle Pass. It's going to take all the employees from Maverick County, police officers, border patrol agents, custom agents, or if anybody sees this video, go out and vote. You guys, you protect our borders, protect our county too. It's very important. Law enforcement, go out there and vote. You guys could ultimately be the X factor. You know, all those type of people need to go out and vote, Isaac.
I agree. I agree
because you know, yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I think I talk to people on the ando, they're sick and tired of it. Pero les digo, you're sick and tired, but what are you going to do about it? Huh? Just eat crow and that's it? Hell no. Okay, you're sick and tired. Okay, when election comes, te voy a mandar un message y quiero que tú me digas, ¿sabes qué? Ahí te va mi abuelita, mi primo y mi tío. Y mi tío trabaja en el condado y tiene 15 años. Le están pagando $8 la hora. Y ahí va, porque ya le dijeron que le van a dar un raise de una peseta.
Yeah. Billy, I mean, what you're saying is valid, and that's why we've always had, you know, the channel available to you whenever you want. You send us a message today. That's why we brought you on and everything. And I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, there's things that need to be changed. There's things that need to be done. And we're just kind of getting a glimpse, I believe, into what lengths people are willing to go to get stuff done.
Yes.
You know, or to protect certain things. And you know, we just got to be supporting each other, I think, and having each other's back when it comes to everything.
Communicate with the citizens of Eagle Pass. Communicate with the citizens of Maverick County. You know, and being constant communication from here on. You know, just gotta be on the phone because believe me, those cats aren't gonna go down without a battle either. Rest assured, ¿me entiendes? Porque mira, it boils down to what? Mula, ¿verdad? Because it's gonna be a power struggle. Porque, hey, yo corro por una position, especially something like a county judge. You know what? I already did my due diligence 8 years. I know guachamos. This is what I can do. Not even the president is that long running a nation. That just goes to show you what a joke we have here. It's a freaking joke. And notice that I have not said backwards because I don't want to say backwards. Ahorita acabo de venir de church and I told the good Lord that I was going to keep cool on my backwards. Pero, Isaac, and this is the clean version of me right now, but the rated G version.
Rated G.
That was on their side today.
No, yeah, and we appreciate it for you joining us, Billy, again, as always. And we hope to have you in the future again sometime.
Rest assured, it won't be the last.
But we appreciate it, and we appreciate everybody else. Again, we tell you to visit our page or invite you to visit our page and help us out with our GoFundMe. That way we can get some funds to have legal services. And we thank you guys for joining in. We had 6.
Hacemos un chicken plate sale in a lake.
También, we'll do that.
Maybe they won't even give us permit.
We would have to ask the commissioner of precinct
because they give the permit. It's who you are. Eh? You know what I mean, brother? Again, we go back to square one.
Yeah.
Dije un prominent attorney me here. There's no justice in Maverick County. Dije, there's just us. And that's the mentality they have there. All those politicians, it's just they don't care about the common Maverick County citizen. They don't care about their road. They don't care about that yellow sign when your child is going to cross to the school. They do not care. They care about just us. That's their mentality there in Maverick County. In Maverick County, there's no justice. There's just us. Esa es la mentalidad que ellos tienen ahí. And it's going to be up to the voters to come out and vote. Isaac, God bless you, brother. God bless everybody.
No, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it, Billy. And for those of you that took your time to spend the night with us and talk a little bit for about an hour and a half, we appreciate it. And we'll be seeing you guys very soon until the next podcast we got. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. Have a nice Wednesday night. We do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Eat Fit, Eagle Pass Meal Prep Service, 830-513-4832. Of course, we have our Cash App, $, the Rising Texan Media. We also have our GoFundMe page for legal services. Please check that out. It's on our Facebook page. Our sponsors, Rodriguez Consulting and Services, 830-971-4068. Business services, hit them up. El Gave Liquors, 830-757-6655. Viva K9 Dog Training, Grooming, and Boarding Center, 830-513-3523. Guys, if you guys can support us directly, please get out and support our sponsors, because the sponsors are what makes this podcast available, what makes this podcast run. It's what helps us stay, going. We are asking for a little bit more help with the GoFundMe page. We got a lawsuit. We do not receive money, contrary to the beliefs of some out there. So that's why we do have the GoFundMe page. And if you guys contribute, great. If you guys can't, it's fine. It's great as well. We're still going to keep on fighting for our First Amendment rights, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom to question our elected officials. So we thank you for joining us, all of you guys. Thank you very much. Please share this video with your friends. We're also on YouTube, not only Facebook, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining us. This is Isaac.